Okay. Well,
Good evening, everybody. This is the Ish We Talk. I am Lily. This is my engineer, my everything, all together in one to keep this component together.
hello.
We are brought to you today by Apple Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. If you're on Apple Podcasts, please give us a 5-star review. It'll keep us popping. It'll keep y'all listening to us. That's what it is. Got to drop that shit every time. So y'all already know already. Let's get to the issue we talk. Uh, the first thing we're gonna do, because everybody's gonna talk about it, is the Super Bowl. We got the greatest of all time, Tom motherfucking Brady against up and coming GOAT and Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. What are your predictions?
So, football. First off, if I had to pick, I will go with the Chiefs. Why not?
You supposed to. That's your city.
Yeah, that's my city. So.
All right. So I per se like football, follow football. Um, it's one of the things because I'm from the city. I want to say the Chiefs off the flip. I'm going to say the Chiefs off the flip, but at the same time, I say that I know this is going to be a dangerous game because we're dealing with Tom Brady. We're dealing with 10 Bowl appearance, 6-time winning Tom motherfucking Brady with Gronkowski, who besides Kelsey is one of the best tight ends that ever played the game. And then you have Antonio Brown, who is the wide receiver. But we got, like I said, Kelsey. We got Hill. Uh, we got so many weapons. It's crazy. Where I'm a root for the Chiefs, but I'm not going to be mad at like a spectacular play by Brady because shit, we know he can do it.
Yeah.
Like this nigga, he's the GOAT. Like he's real life the GOAT. And to Mahomes and Brady, because Mahomes brought it back to back. That's really, really hard to do in football.
Right.
Shout out to Brady for going to another team and going to the bowl.
Yeah, this is like his 10th time, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. And everybody knows I'm a Patriots fan. So I've seen him win his 6 rings.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, I'm not a Tom Brady fan per se like that. Like, yeah, I like Tom Brady, but I'm a Patriots fan, not just a Tom Brady fan. A Patriots fan ever since Drew Bledsoe. You can look because I don't even know who the quarterback was before Tom Brady. And the list goes on and on and on. And I could do that, but ain't nobody trying to question me right now. But the damn motherfucker do it. I'm gonna let you know I've always been a Patriots fan.
Yeah.
That being said, though, I got Chiefs, and I have the Chiefs by 10.
Okay, so you willing to put money on it?
Yeah, I'm willing to put money on that.
Okay. Well, not with me, but.
Yeah, well, if somebody wanted to, place a bet, I would say Chiefs by 10.
Okay. All right. I'm not putting no money on it. I'll be here for the commercials and for the weekend. I'm curious to see how they will do it this year since, well, I guess he'll be there live.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, did you hear about how they're doing the watching?
Like watch it.
Cardboard box.
I mean, like putting the image of them out there. Because I know a lot of them doing that, like the little cardboard cutout. A lot of niggas is doing that instead of going. It's cheaper to do that and then they'll live stream it.
Oh, ha! I didn't know that.
Yeah, they're doing that
Yeah.
cheaper than you
They
actually going
buy the
to.
ticket.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's astronomical. Um, the tickets, they got so many tickets that they're giving away for free to
Oh yeah, to
to
the
the
essential
healthcare,
workers.
yeah, the healthcare essential workers. That's pretty cool. And then it's a limited amount. And then I also saw that I guess this is the first time team of
Yeah,
the
see.
of where they're playing at is actually in the
Yeah,
Super
this
Bowl.
yeah. Tom Brady is like crushing a lot of first right
Yeah, yeah. So that's pretty cool. You know, um, yeah. So we'll see what happens. You know, I'm here for the commercials. The commercials.
now.
Always been here for the halftime show. I don't care too much about the game.
Really never been here for the halftime show. Commercials, yes. Halftime show, I never, ever since Janet popped her titty out, nothing has been the same.
Not even Beyonce.
Not even Beyonce. Well, I'm not a beehiver.
You don't have to be a beehiver to like recognize great. See it.
I mean, yeah, but even Beyonce looking like She-Hulk does not impress me more than seeing Janet Jackson. Like, shit, I got to see Janet Jackson's nipple, areola, all that shit with whatever little
see it. She
star
had a,
shit
she had a thing over it.
She had a star thing that was directly on her nipple. You know what I'm saying? So the nipple, and then you seen like the little sun flare, whatever the fuck that is. Her nipple was out, baby, and not only was her nipple out, it was some old freaky shit. Like you only see shit like that with a chick that you know what I'm saying to tell you to like hit her with a whip. Like you can't get no better. So
Wow.
After that, no halftime show has ever impressed
me. Wow. Okay. All right.
I'm gonna have you naked by the end of this song. Bow. And there go the titty. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. They did that on purpose.
Oh, they absolutely did that on purpose.
They like it was a malfunction. It was a malfunction with a whole little sun on your titty, bitch. You did that on purpose.
Right. Because you got on a full-fledged leather outfit that looked like it was hot. And you had a pasty over your boob, and then it conveniently opens right there. It wasn't like he just ripped your shit. Like he just said plop, and it was there.
It was there.
That was so on purpose.
He was so
and I wish
surprised. And
she acted.
He was dope amazed at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh, check the titty out.
Right. I just, in that situation, I just wish they would have owned it.
Exactly.
You know, Justin Timberlake, we still ain't forgave for leaving her out like that, because he threw her under the bus and drove over her 2-3 times.
What was he supposed to do?
He should have just said like we came up with it and that's what it was. But he was like, man, that's all on her.
I ain't got nothing to do with that.
Nothing to do with it. I just showed up.
And I'm with him with that shit. Like, I ain't got nothing to do with that shit. If that bitch wants to show her titties, she wants to show her titties.
But you helped her show her titties.
Listen, this is what they told me. This is choreographed. So this is what they told me to do. Yeah. I didn't orchestrate this. So if she ain't standing up for it, why the fuck should I?
But it just seemed like he just allowed that to happen.
Because he a man.
Yeah.
That's it. Because he a man and you expect him to stay. I didn't do that. If she would have said.
He did. He literally did it. Like.
My thing is, if she would have stood up for it, I think he would. You got to understand, he knows where Janet Jackson is as far as fame and celebrity. So he's way under her. So if she would have stood up for it, he would have stood up for it. Since you're not going to throw that bus at her because she's Superman. She can grab that bus and toss that motherfucker to the left.
Yeah, but that didn't happen though. But he had an album that came out not too long after all that controversy had kicked up, and the album basically flopped. You know,
none of her albums ever went under gold, so that's not a flop.
compared to what she do, it's a flop.
I understand standards, but I understand recouping your money. If you recoup your money, bitch, chill out. Money.
Yeah, but I still think that should have been handled better. Like if they would have just owned the shit.
That was her fault. But I understand it because at that time, black women definitely couldn't, step up like that. Anybody else would have, would have been able to step that up and would nobody. If that would have happened to J-Lo, and she would have took prize for it because J loved by everybody, including black people, it wouldn't have been a problem if she would have stood up for it.
Yeah, it should have been handled better.
Yeah.
We're talking about 2021, so we're gonna see.
2004,
right. So we're gonna see what the weekend do. Some people are not happy with him being the performer, but
why not though?
I don't know.
It ain't like they get showstoppers at you know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
At the half, like every now and then they get showstoppers. Yeah, every now and then, like don't get it twisted. Not consistent.
I'm curious to see who else he's gonna bring out because I remember when Coldplay did it and what people were saying before Coldplay because they was just like this is gonna be whack, and then Coldplay brought out the two people before them, which was Beyonce and what's the dude's name? The 24 karat magic dude.
Bruno Mars?
Yes. He brought out Bruno Mars and Beyonce and turned that performance out. And then all the controversy was on Beyonce because they were saying that she was on her Black Power shit. But what's wrong with that? But we're not going to go down that rabbit hole.
Yeah, the NFL definitely don't want nobody to go back down that rabbit hole. Hey, we made a mistake. We're not racist. We hire a bunch of black people. Let's move on.
Right. I have 20 on my head coach team.
I mean, the NFL in general hires a lot of black people. Like, don't get it twisted, y'all.
Yeah, but the owners club is something different.
The owners club is something different. And when I say the NFL, I ain't even talking about just the play. I'm talking about the NFL as an organization. They hire a lot of black people. They used to did it. But then after a while, it probably just took one. I don't know. I wasn't there, but it probably took one to be outstanding in just the unit of the NFL, and they start hiring a lot, especially out of historically black colleges. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of black people working for the NFL. That's why they're able to do the changes that they do now. It's still going to be problems, but they have more of a voice in there that, what I'm saying, y'all don't know on the sneak for real.
Yeah. So they've taken strides.
Yeah, they've taken a lot of strides.
But they still ain't trying to live into that owners club.
No, not yet. Almost though. Almost though.
Almost there.
With Jay-Z stepping in and putting that allows an open door for me. Yeah. We got a couple of great great coaches on each side, offensive and defensive. It's slowly but surely changing. I ain't never gonna say that it will never stop being the good old boys shit, but I'm saying that at one point they're gonna have their advisors. There's gonna be people that look like us.
Okay. All right. So that's that.
That's that, man. Chiefs and team. Let's get terrible biopics. You want to go first, or do you want me to go? I have my top 5. They've always been my top 5. I've never changed it.
I mean, I can. Why not? Where is it? Okay. All right, so this is my top 5 for terrible biopics. Number 1, and these are in no order.
Right, yeah, because mine ain't either.
Yeah. Number 1 is Man in the Mirror, the Michael Jackson story, the one where Flex.
Yes, that is one of mine too. Jesus Christ. Oh, holy moly, guacamole. In my motherfucking, in my Noriega voice, man. That shit was crazy, and I was so young when that came out.
Yes. Number 2, Aaliyah, Princess of R&B.
Okay. Yeah, that was horrible.
Yeah, it was bad. Number 3 was Whitney. That was the one Tom produced.
Oh, yeah, the porn.
And, the porn.
Yeah,
Yes.
that shit was a porn.
And Bobby Porno.
Yeah, that shit was a porn. Shout out to Bobby fucking the shit out of Janet Jackson, though. Woo! Bobby, you the man for that. Because everybody wanted to fuck Janet for a long time. Well until she was 50.
So, number 4, Tupac, All Eyes on Me.
That's one of mine, too.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And then number 5, Bobby DeBarge Story. Have you seen that?
Bobby DeBarge?
Bobby DeBarge Story. You have to see it. It was produced by TV One.
I've never seen it. I'd like to see it.
Yes. When I tell you from the wigs on down, it was terrible. Now, did you ever watch the show Greenleaf?
Yes.
Okay, you remember Jacob's daughter's boyfriend that was abusive? He was a singer.
Yeah.
He played Bobby DeBarge. Yeah.
Okay.
With wig and all. And then, fun fact, you remember the guy that was always like okay, you remember the TV show, or not TV show, the movie Meteor Man with
of course
Robert Townsend.
Yes. You
remember the dude that was like the head of the gang?
Of the Golden Lords? Yeah.
That's his son.
Yes. What?
Yes, that's his son.
I'm gonna have to watch that.
Yeah. But Bobby DeBarge Story. Woo, child. When I first saw like the clips of it and stuff way before they actually premiered it, I was like, this gotta be a parody. How bad the wigs was and how bad the acting was. Just in the little clips that I was seeing, I was like, they gotta be making fun of it. Like, because there's no way that somebody would really money behind this and okay this. Like, what? So, yeah, it was horrible. An honorable mention. I don't know if you ever saw this, but Michael Jordan had a biopic that was like a made for.
No, I did not see that. I'm glad I've never seen that. It was the GOAT's legacy.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. Just off the strength of he was the Jordans that were what was in the stores now while he was in college. Like, what?
Why would you? Jordan just got so. Jordan's a billionaire too, so he don't give a fuck.
No. But yeah, I thought that would be an honorable mention. But
yeah, I'm gonna have to watch that shit. Ooh.
You have to see the Bobby DeBarge movie. Like, I tried to see if it was on YouTube. It's not.
They probably burned that thing in, man.
Yeah, they probably did. You probably gonna have to try to see if it's on Daily Motion or something like that. But
might be on Tubi. Tubi has all the stupid movies.
Yeah. I'm gonna see, cause like my brother, he be looking up stuff. Like, he be finding everything for free and shit. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna see if he can find it. But anyway, that's my 5.
That's your 5. Cool. All right, I'm gonna go. Not in no particular order. I'm already piggyback. I always thought Tupac movie was fucking trash.
Oh my God.
Compared to Notorious, the Tupac
they made
movie,
Notorious look like it
should have won
nominated. Right?
It should have won an Oscar.
Should have got all the accolades. Okay.
Oh my God.
So, and don't get me wrong, I wasn't mad at Notorious. I wasn't 100% gonna hope for it either, but I wasn't mad at it. But I wanted to shoot that whole theater up after seeing All Eyes on Me.
Yeah, I thought that was hella dumb.
It was horrible.
Oh, I thought that was other done.
But sorry for
No, you
yeah.
totally could.
Yeah.
This thing, I'm like, what was I even think? But nobody was there to even vouch for it, you know.
Yeah. And you know the thing is, they fought for so long to have that movie made, and Alfini Shakur was like, no,
Yeah.
and they did their shit right after she died.
So yeah.
And
Yeah,
then John Singleton was the director, and then he got into it with the producers, and he was no longer on it. Then when the producers was out there trying to, they ended up getting Benny Boom. Now Benny Boom is known for being a video director, so I don't know if this was his first time doing a movie or not, but he came into a machine that was already in motion. So he had to kind of like try to finish it up and So I can't 100% put it on him on how bad it was. It was more the producers and then the producers wanted to make a movie that they wanted to make.
It was a hideous movie.
And it was just like a mess. And then when it was out there trying to promote the movie, they was trying to put this shit out here on John Singleton, all the type of shit that they were saying he wanted to put in the movie. Like they wanted him to have a rape scene that was a fever dream, and it was weird. It was weird because the urban legend is that Tupac got raped in jail.
I believe he probably did, but
I don't want to say I do or don't believe because I really don't know, and we'll never know. So
yeah, we'll never know.
yeah, but they were saying that he wanted to put that in there, and then he wanted him to wake up from a dream, and like it was all kind of stuff they were trying to put on John Singleton, and I'm like, years that we have known John Singleton, we have never known him to make no crazy ass shit like what they was trying to say.
Even if he did, it would have been very well organized between writers, producers, and the director. We lost a jewel in the movie Tupac because John Singleton bailed out because John Singleton really had a great he admired Pac a lot.
Yeah.
He made movies for Pac,
Mm-hmm.
and Pac ended up dying, and he had to cast other people for these movies.
I.e. Baby Boy.
Man. So like John Singleton wouldn't have did that. You know, he wouldn't have tarnished him. Whatever John Singleton put in there, it wouldn't have been a tarnishment of his name. Mm-hmm. And for him to bail out and Benny Boom to have to step in, it shows that the direction of it didn't go to it actually being a biopic that gave you an understanding, but a biopic that was going to guarantee them money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. When I tell you, we went and saw that at Cinemark on the Plaza. And when I tell you, I was so geeked to go see that. It like I bought the tickets days in advance. I had my Tupac shirt on and everything. I was in there, and he hadn't even met Suge yet before I was like, "This is some bullshit. What am I watching?" And when we got done, we walked out, and I was just like, "Am I crazy or was that some bullshit?" And they was like, "Yeah, that was bad." It was like four of us, and we standing outside the doors in the lobby still, and I'm going off about how bad this shit was. And then it was people walking past, and there was like a couple of chicks that they came dressed like Tupac. It was huge fans. So I stopped them. I was like, "Did y'all like it? Like, am I tripping or did y'all like it?" They was like, "It could have been better, but I'm gonna like it regardless because I'm a Tupac fan." I said, "I'm a Tupac fan too, but I could tell you if it's trash or not."
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I just felt it was disrespectful.
Yeah, they didn't grasp to me, they didn't really grasp who Tupac was. And it's just because, and I don't know Tupac, don't get me wrong, I've never met that man a day in my motherfucker. But from interviews from people that knew Pac, to not old because he died at 24? Mm-hmm. So like, from young to a 24-year-old man, the interviews about him and how down he was and how like he loved the world, but he knew, the pros and cons to shit. And that's what they were trying to do. couldn't get it right because they just wanted to make it him being volatile.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
and
it's a difference between knowing what the fuck is going on wrong and difference about it than what they tried to portray Pac as somebody who was just clueless and wanted to break free.
Right.
And that was not Pac.
And this is the crazy part about it because he laid out life in a huge series of interviews. There is a movie that MTV produced called Tupac Resurrection.
Yeah.
And that is nothing but him telling his life in interviews. Y'all could have took that blueprint instead of taking all these creative that they took. Like, it's one thing to do a creative liberty. It's another thing to flat out lie. Got to the point where they did that performance and he was fucking performing Hail Mary. I was like, you got to be fucking kidding me right now. I was so mad. Like, I think I yelled that in the damn theater. I was so mad. And then they came up with all these excuses on why they did certain things. Like, there was another thing. Jada Pinkett came out and was like, this didn't happen, this didn't happen.
Yeah.
That didn't happen. And they was like, oh, well, we know he never got a chance to tell you that, so we wanted to give him that opportunity. Quit doing that and then trying to say it's your creative liberty. Like, no, don't recreate shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, the real story was compelling in itself. Just tell the real story. And then on top of that, you gotta be a cold piece to tell a Cradle to the Grave movie good, because it's so much shit in it. You know what I'm saying? Just pick a time frame.
You a bad boy. You just said a gem right there.
Yeah, like, just pick a time frame. Don't try to do it because it's so much shit. And they was just picking bits and pieces of his life, just throwing it in there in chronological order, like it was a fucking newsreel. And it was just like, man, Tupac deserved better than that.
It made him seem like he was a firecracker just ready for the light. He was just gonna blow. That's I didn't like that because I've watched so many documentaries on how really mentally adjusted, but at the same time how mentally off he was, because he was going on, he knew he had the power to change it, but his thing was, instead of thinking more mentally, he thought with his heart.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and they didn't. I don't think they. To me, they didn't do that. But we're gonna move past that because cousin got me thinking now. Though, I might write a letter to my council member, like, we need to do a podcast in the city, nigga. So many niggas in the city could be Pac niggas.
Okay. And then that's another thing. I know we're gonna move on, but that's another thing. Y'all had a gym. Y'all had such a gym in Demetrius Shipp Jr.
Oh, yeah, we not no, we done, because that could be a whole nother discussion. Man. That could be a whole nother discussion. It's okay.
I'm gonna pissed off all over again. Like,
second movie. You got Woosah. I'm sorry, y'all.
Yeah.
Second movie is the Michael Jackson biopic with Flex. Like, you know, I told you it was 2 movies. I didn't understand. That movie was so funny to me when I was younger because they tried to put everything.
Yeah. I think that is.
But they picked a fucking. If we gonna grade Flex, he is a D-list celebrity
at best.
Even then.
Yeah.
And for him to play everybody's idol. Listen, I'm forever a Michael Jackson fan. To this day, I've been loving him ever since I was a little bitty kid. Like, oh my God. Now, I was born in 83, so nigga, Michael's been the shit my whole life until he died. I cried when Michael Jackson died.
I was fucked up for a week.
So, you know, even causing that controversy right there. When I seen this little, I was like, man, But why the fuck would they put Flex in this shit? This is Flex. This nigga don't have no type of acting chop to play Michael. And the voice? Oh, we get on the voice. Flex. I love you, my nigga. Like, again, you can say whatever you want. You can judge me. You can cuss me out. But you really wasn't that much of a celebrity. You got your little shows and all that shit, but you didn't have the acting chops to play him at that time, and that probably hindered your career.
You think so?
Yeah, because after that,
I don't think it hindered it.
I think it did.
Because he got one-on-one after that.
He did, and then nothing after that. He has never been in a movie again, not even a made-for-TV movie, because that movie sucked.
Yeah.
So I think that kind of killed your career, Flex, and that's bad.
That was a horrible. Like there should have been so many people fired after that decision.
Yeah.
Because it was like, but it's just like you can't win for losing with the whole Michael Jackson thing, because if you get a black person to play him, it's like, what the fuck with this makeup? If you get a white person to play him, oh my God, Michael Jackson's black. Why are you getting a white person? So it's like you really can't win for losing. So how about we just leave it alone?
That's what I was about to say. My thing is Michael Jackson is such a timepiece. Mm-hmm. We've all seen his life on the camera. We don't.
But they put one out a few years ago. It was based off of a book, and it wasn't a cradle to the grave, but it was like his life with his kids. And whoever they casted in it, I don't know the person's ethnicity, but it wasn't bad. And like the movie as a whole, I mean, there's worse. The Flex is worse, but it wasn't that great. But it wasn't bad. Okay.
I just don't. I don't think we need it. And if we're gonna do one of those movies like Michael with his kids into his death or something like that, it should be more of a big budget movie like they did. What's the gangster's name? Al Capone. Remember when Tom Hardy played Al Capone when he had like do it like that, make it a big motion picture. Mm-hmm. Because then you have all the liberties like they did Tupac, but it would have been different because it would have been something like, because Michael was everybody's, like, regardless of what anybody want to say, at one point everybody was a fan of Michael.
Yeah.
So if you know what I'm saying, I don't care what the ethnicity of the guy was, because at the end of Mike could have been everybody. Mike could have been a Tiger Woods compilation motherfucker. So they can have anybody playing, but do it big. Don't do it made for TV.
Right.
I think Michael was way beyond that.
Right.
This is the guy. You know what I'm saying? Before anybody, everybody has to bow down to Michael Jackson when it comes to the level of music. You gotta bow down to Michael. Michael made everybody bow down, and you gotta respect him for it. And I think they just did him disrespectful when they do any movie about him that is made for TV. But moving on.
Yeah.
My third biopic that is horrible is the biopic of one of my favorite people in the whole world, Nina Simone.
Totally forgot about that one.
Zoe Saldana.
Yes.
Destroyed.
Yes.
A beautiful mind and career and life of a queen.
Yes.
And for Zoe, the beautiful person she is, to not even want to big up the black in you, but try to play the blackest person. You know what I'm saying? That scorched the with real timeless classic shit. This lady was a beautiful pianist, like classical genius pianist, and a great songwriter. And for you to not even acknowledge the black that you got and try to play the most genius black people ever. And it was a great disservice.
Mhm.
Stupid bitch. Sorry, I didn't want to call you a bitch because I like you. You stupid bitch. Why did you do that? You made the movie. You could have cast somebody so great. We could have had the lady from The Walking. Miss Shawn could have played Nina Simone, and with your script, and it was beautiful because it would have been a damn near replica. Of course, you wouldn't be singing because your ass didn't sing either. But it wouldn't have been no blackface, and it wouldn't have been no controversy, and it would have been a quiet blockbuster.
Mm-hmm.
And the only reason why it's type of money is because of the controversy and your mixed feelings about who the fuck you is. Like, and it was terrible.
Yeah, yeah.
It was terrible.
What killed me was the whole doubling down. Cause she that one was like dead on because of all the controversy. It was, and then the pictures that came out even before the album.
Yes, the pictures of her black face.
Yes, it was so insulting. And you're right. Like, she loved the skin that she was in. That was part of her identity.
That was her purpose. Her whole. Oh my God! You didn't watch not a documentary, Zoe?
Yeah.
She took, because they tried to typecast her as damn near a slave for the piano, and she switched that so hard. Zoe,
yeah.
You bitch.
Yeah. the disrespect, and it was so insulting. Like, I actually sat down and watched the movie, and had they casted it better, it wouldn't have been a bad movie.
No.
You know what I'm saying? But you cannot take a racially ambiguous person who don't even want to acknowledge the black in her race and put her in blackface and an afro of a person that absolutely loved their skin, that use their skin to try to better other people.
Because she got taught it was wrong.
Yeah.
Her husband even used to talk about her about it. Let's get off of it, because if you watched any documentary, the way Nina Simone was about her black skin, everybody told her it was wrong. And for you to do what you did, man, it was a great disservice to her.
That was disrespectful. If I was her family member, I would have tried to figure out a way to sue to not have that movie come out.
Yeah,
because it was so disrespectful and insulting. I've never seen anything so insulting.
Yeah, that was wrong.
As far as movies are concerned,
That was fucked up. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. That was okay. My fourth one.
Mm-hmm.
Blind Side. If y'all don't know what the Blind Side is about, underprivileged black men who went to the NFL. The reason why this is a movie is because as soon as it came out, you found out 60% of the whole movie was a fucking lie. It was just it should have been about the football player. But they made it about the Karen of the movie, who just happened to be Julia Roberts.
No, that was. I'm looking at her. What the hell's her name? Speed lady.
Yeah, Sarah Bullock, Sandra Bullock.
Sandra Bullock. Yeah.
There you go. Sorry, Sandra Bullock. They made it all about how she took this kid from Skid Row for real and made him who he is.
Okay. From tent stage.
Yeah, for real. It just made him seem like he wouldn't have been shit.
Right.
And that wasn't even the case. Come to find out, it wasn't even the case. Like, no, Truth. Yeah, he did live with them. Yeah, they did raise him from teenage to go to college. But a lot of it was, all of the shit was just made up. He wasn't dumb.
Yeah.
You know,
they made him seem like he was John Coffey.
He didn't come from like super abusive family like they was trying to make, where he couldn't. They didn't have time for him to read and fucking write. Like it wouldn't. It man, and I'm surprised that he let that go, because it made him look like a simp. That was terrible for me. My fifth and final. Well, I got honorable mention, but my fifth and final. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
You might not like it.
I'm ready.
Selma.
Okay.
I thought Selma was garbage.
Why?
I just thought the acting was terrible, basically. I didn't like any of it. I just I didn't think Selma should have been made. Like it's one of them things where if you're gonna anything, especially when it comes to the civil rights movement, like I understand you making a biopic about a man, but not the situation.
I thought it was about the situation and not the man.
When you make a biopic?
Oh no. I thought we're talking about Selma. Selma is about the situation.
It is. That's what I'm saying. But it was based off of, the situation. It was like, it was trying to make it like a Martin Luther King. That's why I shoot it down. That's why I shoot Selma down, because I'm like, if we're gonna do anything about Martin, because we all know about Martin Luther King. If we're gonna do anything about him, we gotta do everything, the good, the bad, the ugly.
They kind of touched on the bad and the ugly.
Yeah, they gotta do it more.
But I feel like they didn't, because the movie was about the situation and not the man. If we get an MLK movie, maybe they will go into more depth about
That's probably why I didn't like it, because I wish that. I mean, I probably would have. I probably would have been there for
the impression that it was going to be about Martin.
I did. Like I thought it was going to be more about. I thought we was going to hear more about Martin.
Yeah.
And,
I went into it that it was about the situation. I didn't think that we was going to get as much Martin Luther King as I went into it. So I was surprised that we got as much as we did. But then it made sense why we got as much as we did, because he's the face.
Exactly.
So,
yeah.
But I went into it like that, so maybe that's the reason why you was thrown off.
Yeah, because I biopic first, and then made a Selma.
They had TV made for TV.
We need a big budget.
Yeah.
Like, you can't do made for TV and then just spend all your money on a big situation. If that's the case, the park should have had a big ass movie about the bus situation. Should have been had it instead of made for TV. Yeah. Angela Bassett playing her from 16 to 79. Like, let's not forget that. Yeah. That was a great biopic, though, by the way.
Yeah,
but Angela played 4 years old to 59,000 years old.
She's been in a lot of biopics. Angela Bassett.
Yeah, she's the queen of biopics. Yeah. Only reason why they won't let her is because she's 79 and but she looks 40. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the only reason.
I think she can still do it. I think she got one more in her.
She got one more as middle age, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And that's it.
She's done. We can do a good list of how many biopics.
Yeah, she's got the stuff.
Yeah.
She's got the stuff, man. Like, shout out to Angela Bassett. She is dope.
Yeah.
My honorable mention. There's so many I want to name as honorable mention, but I'm gonna throw one that y'all. It was made for TV, and it was the Menendez brothers from Lifetime. That was the most terrible. They made their parents seem like fucking narcissist, dominator, crazy motherfuckers. Like, oh my god.
Do you remember the one from what's that called? From Fox, back when they were still doing.
I do remember the one from Fox. That was even terrible than the other one.
Which one was worse?
I think the one from because the one from Fox, is when they actually like really showed them to like getting the shit beat out of them as grown men by their parents.
Yeah.
Like that's how they was basing it on. Either way, the Menendez biopics was fucked up. But the one on Fox, yeah, I do remember because that was the one that was like the reason why they killed him was because they was getting abused grown, like nigga.
They was getting abused mentally, physically, sexually, like they was.
Yeah, they made it seem like they made it seem like they was Freaky Jason on me.
Yeah, they did.
And then where the daddy pulled out the son's hair and all sorts of crazy. I was like, man, you niggas just wanted fucking money and y'all killed y'all parents. Let's keep it real.
Then do you believe their story about being abused like that?
No.
You don't?
No. Yeah. And the only reason why I say no is because and not to downplay this, I am so sorry to Menendez brothers, but if you went through that much abuse from a childhood to a grown person, it didn't nobody see the signs. It'd have been a different people came out like, no, something weird about that. Then I would have had sympathy for them. Everybody couldn't believe what happened.
Yeah, nobody came out.
Everybody was like, they did what? So it wasn't the parents playing the game, it was the kids playing the game. And they thought they was gonna get away with this story of abuse. And ain't they still in jail to this day?
Yeah, they still in jail. They got married in jail and everything. Yeah, that was a bad one. There's so many that you can add to this list. Hopefully we won't add the Wendy Williams story to the list because you know that premieres.
I didn't know that. Yeah. We could add Salt-N-Pepa.
You think so?
Oh yeah.
Okay, well let's go on over to that now. Salt-N-Pepa is here.
Salt-N-Pepa. First of all, let me ask you a question. Because it's Salt-N-Pepa, right? Yeah. And they was executive producers of this, right?
Yeah.
Why couldn't they play their original music?
They probably don't own it. It costs too much.
To this day? How you not get your masters to this day?
Hey.
Y'all went through a lot of money.
Yeah.
And y'all didn't think about that?
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of things to that. It's a lot of things. The person that owned it probably just told them flat out no, or they probably asked for too much money and that was budget. You know, I know they still can perform the song.
Well, like, how can you still perform it and you don't own it? Like you still got to pay these people a percentage to this day.
But maybe with the maybe it just blew the budget. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe. But they should be able to own their masters by that. But please, Salt-N-Pepa, own your masters before y'all die.
But let's just
because McDonald's didn't use y'all shit. Target didn't use y'all. Y'all should have had so much money.
But let's just be fair. Like some of them songs, especially from the beginning, they didn't write.
They didn't. Herbie wrote.
Yeah. So what if he's the one that owns the masters? Would you still be like, oh, I got all your masters?
Nah, if that's the case, you know what? I'm sorry. Even thinking of it that way, if Herbie wrote them songs and he ain't giving them songs up, fuck you, Salt-N-Pepa. Because I wouldn't give them songs up either.
Right.
I'd be like, bitch, what are you talking about? McDonald's is offering me $5 million for a sample.
And you want to play it at Ricky's now?
No, bitch, you want to go, you want to do what? You want to do that shit at Jackstack. You better suck the back of this. Get out, motherfucker. So right there tonight. Fuck is you talking about, bitch? Herbie Lovebug, man.
Right. Give me a kiss. Better make it fast or else I'm gonna get pissed.
That shit was so. Hey, them dude performing them songs was so trash.
So you didn't like overall? You didn't like it?
No, overall I didn't like it.
You know,
They did drop dope Jews though.
yes,
I will say that.
Yeah.
The Jews, I love that that Kid and Play is the one that came up with their logo. That is so
that
dope.
was dope. Yeah, that was dope.
For them to all work, because I remember Martin talking about how he used to work at Sears, but for everybody to work at Sears, it was a jewel. Kid and Play.
I knew about
Martin and Salt and Pepper.
Sears together. I didn't know about everybody else, so that was dope. And I knew that they went to college together.
Yeah.
But yeah, with everybody else, I didn't know. So I was like, dang. So everybody got a job at Sears. Yeah. So that was dope.
That was a great jewel. MC Hammer's brother teacher, Pepper the Gang.
Yeah.
That was a jewel. That was dope because I didn't know that. Yeah. I didn't know that was the reason why. Because they did, when it's all said and done, they really did in the 90s start making good money.
Yes.
They started making good money.
And you can tell, if you actually listen to their songs, you can tell the difference from when Herb was writing and when they started writing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So you can definitely tell. I wasn't mad until they just started rushing through everything.
They rushed through the whole
The beginning part, yes. Like I knew about the whole hair situation. Like with Pepper burning her hair.
Mm-hmm.
I knew about that and I knew that's how that hairstyle came about. But they spent so much time on the beginning and they did the beginning at a good pace and I appreciated that. It's a whole lot more to it that they did not put in that movie. And that's the part that sucks when you try to do like this big time frame for a 2-hour movie with commercials.
It should have been they should have temptationed that thing. It should have been a 3-day event.
Mm-hmm.
We would have respected it more. Like we would have Temptations the day that did the Temptations in 2 hours.
Wait, hold on. The Temptations was just a movie.
The Temptations was what 3 days. They played. No, I take that back. It wasn't the Temptations. I'm sorry. It was the Jacksons.
Yes. And that's why the Jacksons is like upper echelon.
Yeah.
Because they did a 3 day.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was tripping.
But they did the good. They did good by the Temptations.
Yeah, they did good.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but yeah, if they would have did it like the Jacksons and made it a 3-day event, I wouldn't have been mad at it. Because Salt and Pepper is monumental.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't have been mad at that at all. And plus, it's so much. And then on top of that, they just made it seem like Spinderella was just like dispensable.
Yeah, and that's the South to me. Well, not Salt and Pepper per se, but I'm saying it's just Salt and the Gang.
Like we know y'all going through y'all shit.
Yeah, we know y'all got up and down problems and money and all that, but Spinderella was relevant for y'all for the majority of your success. Spinderella was there. Mm-hmm. Like y'all did have a couple of local hits or regional hits. Like I think 2 regional hits.
Yeah, the first album.
Yeah,
without her.
Yeah, but this version of Spinderella was there for y'all real big success, and y'all should have y'all. That was really disrespectful for y'all not to do that. And knowing that Spinderella actually helped y'all write Shoot, and y'all downplayed it like it was all Pepper's idea, man, was very disrespectful.
Yeah. And then, quite as it's kept, a lot of people feel like she killed them on what. And
low key, she did.
Yeah.
Low key, she did.
Yeah. I didn't think about it until I started seeing other people say, and I'm like, you know what? She do got the best verse, you know. And it came out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Because you're so used to seeing her and not hearing her.
It was the album that they emphasized on, but they didn't even because they tried to cram it. They didn't even emphasize on how Cinderella couldn't even come out because y'all wasn't paying attention to y'all album, and y'all album did so terrible that the label wouldn't even let Cinderella do her album because she was promised the album. Wow. And I know this, and Cinderella ain't even said this yet, but I know this from it was a long time. I can't I don't remember the name of the documentary, so I can't tell y'all. But I remember it was talking about bad deals, and they were saying how Cinderella couldn't get her shit off, wasn't able to do her album because of the whole it didn't Salt and Pepper's album didn't push numbers like it wanted to.
Which album?
They
after Very Necessary.
Yeah, after Very Necessary, when they had all majority rights of they wrote when they wrote 100% of it, it flopped.
Yeah. That they had that song. My mic said, my mic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that album didn't do good, especially just period. Not even just on Salt and Pepper level. It didn't do good. Period. Yeah. I think I was waiting to see funny, but I was waiting to see Franklin. I was like, who gonna play Kirk Franklin? Because that was such a huge song. Like I just knew that song was gonna get some play. They act like that shit didn't even exist.
They threw that shit away.
But that was part of when Salt switched over to gospel.
Yeah, it was.
That was like the jump off right there. So the fact that she just switched over to gospel without no jump off, we not even gonna give Kirk Franklin props for stuff.
Hey. I ain't have no time to do that.
They ain't have no time to do shit. And talk about the reality show. They did like 2 seasons of a reality show, which documented the turmoil between them two. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, it was so many rewrites because remember they was trying to come out with this movie a couple years ago, and Trench stopped it from Naughty by Nature because
I would have.
It was trying to say that he was abusive, and like I remember his interview with the Breakfast Club. It was explaining like whatever she feel like I did, you know. I mean that's her opinion, but the truth don't need no support for real. Like, you know, let the lawyers deal with it. I got her whole family on my side. Like, so if her family's on my side, that just tells you how much of a, you know what I'm saying, of a attention grabber she is. She's just doing it for attention. Like, and he didn't want to downplay her,
right?
Or disrespect her. Like, he never moved. Only thing he did bring up was because she was trying to say they got divorced because he was abusive, and he, you know what I'm saying, he was like, I got receipts on the whole, you know, we used to have threesomes. It was a motherfucker that they was always having a threesome with, and then you decide to fuck her by yourself. That's not a threesome no more. That's cheating, and that's why we had a divorce because we supposed to have a union. Now, if she would have did that with telling him, it probably would have been a different story. But for me to have to find y'all sneaking fucking, that's cheating.
Yeah,
and we can't have this, and you know, and as him, you know, not saying he's a male chauvinist or none of that shit, but I know he's definitely about, you know, him running his household. That would have been totally. I agree. That's totally disrespect. Gotta go.
Yeah, I'm
that anger. They, you know, because you know they had to rewrite a lot because they. I guess his lawyers ate all that shit up.
Yeah.
Because you know she had a lot of scenes where he. I remember he was saying that he had a scene where he beat her up in a room or a bedroom, and he was like, "Nigga, I ain't never did." Ask her son, I ain't never touched that.
Yeah. You know, I peek in every now and again on Growing Up Hip Hop, and over the years he has started to come on the show and stuff like that, and they've been in the same place together and stuff like that, acting normal. So I never thought that it was turmoil. You know what I'm saying? Which I mean, and that it ain't supposed to know.
Right.
You know. So it just it just was that the movie was progressing. I just knew we was gonna get a scene where he whooped her ass.
I was waiting. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I can't wait for this nigga to sue her.
Yeah, but you know, if I was him, I would have tried to stop it too. I'm not mad at him for that.
Nah, you're not supposed to because you're not gonna put that salt on my name like that, man.
Right? Like I'm a
You ain't
public
about to make
figure
me
just
put
like
the
you, especially in the climate of today.
Yeah, you ain't putting
You
that
know
jacket
what
on
I'm
me,
saying?
man.
So yeah, I definitely.
She definitely tried to make him wear that I beat women jacket.
Mm-hmm. But you know, I had went back and binged a couple of seasons of Growing Up Hip Hop, and I saw that there was a point on there where her book was already out, had been out, but her daughter never read it, and that was a part of that was a part of their story. So she ended up having a niece that ended up being on the show, and the niece had read it, and the daughter, the niece, and was like, "Can you please get me this book?" Like she begged her to get her that book. She got her that book. She read the book. Then she confronted her with what she said about her dad in the book. And so then that became a whole storyline in itself. But she already like trashed his name in the book from what I gathered from the way it played out on that show. So I mean I was just waiting for that shit to happen, especially how it was progressing to that. So but fun fact, did you know they got married in Kansas City at a tattoo shop?
I did not know they got married in Kansas City at a tattoo shop.
Yeah. Yeah. I think around the time when I was binging Growing Up Hip Hop, I Googled it and I saw they got married at a tattoo shop.
What tattoo shop is that?
I forgot. Yeah, I have to look it back up. But yeah, they got married here at a tattoo shop.
I was single-handedly got my tattoo shop running.
Yeah. I would have so many damn pictures of the wedding.
Right? I did, because you know they got tatted on them.
Yeah.
Did they do that in the city?
I don't know.
That's hard.
Oh. Hello, Ben.
What's up, Ben? You still in lockdown?
Yep.
Hey, Germany ain't playing, dog.
They're not.
Well, I'm glad y'all staying safe, Ben.
Yeah. Yeah. So, popcorn bags.
Whew. 2.5 popcorn bags.
2.5. Okay. I would probably give it the same 2.5. Just because of the way they accelerated the end, and there was a lot of stuff that I feel like was important that they did on there. But yeah, but that's how we feel about Salt and Pepper Biopic. Yeah, so
and then the bulimia thing.
Yeah, they glossed over that. And then in an interview that I think the interview that they did on Wendy Williams promoting the movie, she wanted that in the movie so that she could be a voice to people, to black women going through that and stuff. And they kind of glossed over that. They didn't really talk about how she overcame it or anything like that.
Nah,
they just showed her stuffing her face with chicken nuggets.
That's what I'm like. It didn't, I mean, watching it, I got it like, okay, so she's eating and throwing up. But at first, it just looked like she was a stress eater.
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
Yeah, it just made her seem like a stress eater.
Looked like exactly. Yeah, yeah, and then the whole throwing up. I could see you being overwhelmed to the point where you throw up.
Yeah.
It didn't look like, well, I mean, not that I'm an expert on bulimia, but it didn't look like it was bulimia.
No, it didn't. From all the made for TV movies and the teen movies and the after school specials we watched, It did not remind me of any type of bulimia. You were just a stress eater, just like somebody who is only an alcoholic when they stressed out. That's what you drink so much that you do throw up. You eat so much that you do throw up.
Yeah.
You know, it wouldn't emphasize, it wouldn't put in perspective that this was actually a disorder that you're going through.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You know, I feel like, you know, myself, I'm not trying to explain that more.
Yeah. Right. Because it only happened when certain things happen.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, oh, let's go out to eat. Okay, I'm gonna go to the bathroom right quick.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't.
Because if you was an extreme bulimic, these are the things that would have been triggers for you. Mm-hmm. You know. So it should have been like that. Your movie should have been 3 days long.
Yeah.
Let's just say that.
Yeah, it should have been a miniseries.
That's why you only got 2.5. If even if you stretched it a day, I would have respected it. Mm-hmm. Moving on.
Part 1, part 2.
So 2.5, 2.5.
Yeah.
Basically, it's garbage.
I wouldn't go as far as to say it's garbage. It's just
garbage. Then the ending was garbage to me too.
But that's how Lifetime do.
Yeah.
Because they get there with Miss Chalet.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Surviving Compton. Yeah. That should have been an honorable mention on Terrible Biopics, because that just made me. Miss Chalet, you was a whore.
I'm not gonna say it.
I am.
I'm not gonna say it should have been on the list of Terrible Biopics.
You are a whore.
I don't think she was a whore.
And you made a whore movie.
I don't think she was a whore.
You don't think so?
No.
She fucked everybody.
She did not fuck everybody. She fucked Suge and Drake. That's not everybody.
How are you fucking Suge and Drake?
Not at the same time.
So you mean to tell me? See, because you know you caught up in the movie. So you mean to tell me?
Okay.
That you don't think she was fucking Suge and Drake at the same time?
I don't think so.
Oh, you is lying to yourself.
I don't.
She was a whore, natural whore. And the only reason why I say she was a natural whore because only natural whores fuck your homeboy or your enemy.
On my end, I don't think she was wrong. Now, y'all might think she wrong.
Wait a minute.
But I don't think she was wrong.
So you telling me
this nigga whooped her ass, and I mean not whooped her ass, but was her ass. Shout out to Martin. You to tell me she's still supposed to be loyal and have some type of integrity? Oh, I'm not gonna fuck his
I ain't
boss
saying that you fuck my boss or his partner. Only natural whores fuck your friends or your enemies.
Man, look, you whoop my ass just because you come home drunk.
So I fuck your best friend.
I'll fuck your daddy. Fuck you.
Oh, so you hurt her. Ooh, you hurt her.
For real, like that's some bullshit. You whoop my ass for years, and I'm still supposed to be like, no, I'm still loyal. I'm not.
No, I ain't saying you gotta be.
No.
I ain't saying you gotta be.
The gloves are motherfucking off. I'm fucking whoever I want to, regardless of who they are to you. You shouldn't have beat my ass out in years. You shouldn't have beat my ass out in years. You ain't supposed to do that. That's okay? No.
I ain't saying it is.
No, that ain't okay.
Oh my God, well my homeboy?
Man, your daddy.
My daddy!
I don't care. You didn't care. You didn't care to put them black eyes in my face. You didn't care to fuck me up to where I had to wear pounds and pounds of makeup out in public. You didn't care. You didn't care to fuck all these bitches while I'm at home with your kid. But I'm supposed to care to not fuck your business partner? Fuck you.
Stuffed your mouse talking ass into a trap. I would have snuffed your motherfucking ass out. Hey,
man,
listen. I understand what you're saying. Like, I ain't telling you she's supposed to be loyal. I ain't saying none of that. But damn, like, that's her. Like, okay, I mean, I'm not condoning abuse, my nigga. I'm not saying slapped her around a little. Like, I'm not saying that. No, I'm not. I'm saying leave.
Yeah.
Don't do nothing because.
But that's easier said. That's it. We're not gonna sit up here and act like that's just easy to do.
I ain't saying it's easy. Trust me. I'm not saying it's easy. And when I say leave, I'm not saying like, just get up, pack your shit, do whatever. if you want to do whatever you do it outside. Like even Nicole Simpson had the smartness about her to fuck the waiter, even though that was crazy. Like, bitch, don't fuck the waiter. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't fuck the waiter, fuck a boss. But what I'm saying is, but what I'm saying is, you don't get that fucking close. Oh man, she better be glad that Dre ain't one of them people that just throw his fucking life away. Because I know niggas that, you know what I'm saying, would have killed her, the nigga, and himself. Yeah. That's true. It's just one of them. Right either. I ain't saying none of that. I ain't saying two roads make it right. I ain't saying he was right. I ain't saying she was right. What I'm saying is.
But three less make it right.
Whoa. Listen. Because I knew you was about to go there. Listen. Relax. I need you to relax. And not fuck that nigga's homie. If I Lindsay, are you telling me you didn't fuck the nigga homeboy?
No, I haven't. But look at this circumstance. They was on Ruthless together. That was her producer. All that. When the shit went down at Ruthless, when started Death Row, she followed Death Row. This is business partner. She's in the building with him. She probably ain't seeing too much of nothing. She getting close to Suge and all this shit with her and Dre is done. Now she's still working. Like she ain't really doing too much outside to be trying to meet no other people. This is before social media and all of that shit. So it ain't like she could just get on her phone and try to meet somebody online or nothing like that. That's not happening at all. She's growing close to this person. This man that fucked me over 3 ways south. So fuck him and everything. Kid daddy. I don't care. It don't matter. I'm starting to build a relationship with this man. This man is basically telling me everything I need to hear. Then let's not negate the fact that this lady has horrible stuff. You know what I'm saying? Even though she's a very beautiful woman on the outside.
Yeah, she's been a whore since a long time.
Anyway.
Because she was self-conscious. So, most whores are self-conscious growing up, though.
Anyway, she's building this relationship with this man. Now it's turning into something romantic. And she thinking that this could be it. Like, she thought they was fucking married. She didn't know that the paperwork wasn't turned in. You know what I'm saying? But she thought they was married. Like, they had a life. They had a kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can see how that transition can happen. Now, whether you think it's right, wrong, or indifferent, I can see how it happens. I understand it. But I really condone it.
No, listen.
Because at this point, I'm not caring about how you may think it look. Because you my first kid's dad. But look at how you treated me. He didn't even give a damn to where he didn't even acknowledge that she was in existence in their movie. He didn't even acknowledge that he had a kid that was portrayed in the movie. So why do I give a fuck about anything that you got going on? Show me that you didn't give a fuck about me. So yes, your business partner is now my husband. Do something.
Okay. I said this in a podcast before. I'm all in. If you find out, a bitch is whacking out here like that. If one of these bitches, one of your homeboys bitches throw you some pussy, you supposed to take that pussy, but then tell your homeboy. I'm not into catching your homeboy's pussy and then trying to wife it. I just think that shit is fucking wax house. I think Suge was whack for that. I think Misha Lay was,
But the thing is that
I get the abuse.
Dre did not have no loyalty when it came to Miss LA. To the kids, to the all of that. He didn't show loyalty to her.
Okay, and that's
so
cool.
Why?
But to show loyalty to Dre.
Okay, but that ain't got nothing to do with me. If this man is trying to fuck with me and I'm trying to fuck with this
Suge would have
man,
just fucked
that's on
Michelle,
him.
it would have been like, if he would have fucked Michelle and then told Dre, like, hey, boy, your bitch should look.
But we still don't know the time frame in regards to, was this before or after Dre and Suge fell out? Was this before or after?
I can guarantee you one of the reasons why they fell out is because he found out he was fucking Michelle.
I can see that happening. I can see that happening too.
Because it was too much money on paper. They was damn near worth it.
But remember, Suge was screwing all the Death Row artists over. They didn't have no money for real. So,
but Death Row itself was worth $500 million.
Yeah, but remember, Dre left Death Row and started Aftermath with nothing.
Because he didn't want to go through that.
That probably was just the icing on the cake.
He didn't want to go through the legal war with that shit.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, it probably was just the icing on the cake, the Michelle shit. That was and another thing type of situation.
And another
right. Thing. But it probably was mainly
fucking my wife.
Right. My wife now, dude.
That's my cue.
Right. But I'm sure it was mainly the business, But yeah, ain't like I'm not about to be like, oh, I'm not gonna mess with you because you're my baby daddy / ex-boyfriend's business partner, old business partner.
Ain't it from her now, yeah.
About to do that, especially like if no, especially if they left on bad terms. It'd be one thing if y'all left, okay, we fell out.
So we know right now Lindsay is an advocate for women fucking they exes homeboys.
I'm not gonna say y'all that. I'm just
she
saying
condones it.
I understand. And I will condone it under the right circumstance.
I ain't saying it's right, but I understand.
I understand.
She won't. So this be a lesson to some of you niggas that used to fuck with Lindsay and then did her wrong.
Now I want to do that. Like,
don't let one of your homeboys catch you in the streets.
No, because anybody I ever messed with, I probably ain't.
You know Clarence.
I probably wouldn't even
find that. 39, what's your number?
I probably wouldn't even find that. So my exes ain't got to worry about that. But I ain't fucking me up like how Dre was fucking up Michelle either. So I might do it out of spite if something like that were to occur.
I'm glad you didn't hit her in the mouth. She'd have fucked your daddy.
Oh,
she's straight up said.
Nah, really? Wow. Anyway, let's move on because that wasn't on the list.
That wasn't on the list. That was just a rant.
Right.
Okay. So let's get on another movie that's been trending now. Cutthroat City. Cutthroat City came out in the beginning of last year, I think, where it just started getting a lot of traction there.
Sidebar. Mm-hmm. Every time somebody says Cutthroat City, I want to say Cutthroat Committee.
Rest in peace, Mike Drake.
Right. Way up in Kansas City.
Rest in peace, Mike Drake. That's the
uncle. I don't give a damn. If you fuck me over, like how Michelle fuck, or like how Dr. Dre fucked Michelle over. Yeah.
Ooh.
No. But we're gonna move on. Yeah. Okay, Cutthroat City.
How did you like that movie?
I wasn't mad at it. I wasn't mad.
It's on Netflix, by the way.
Yes, it is on Netflix. RZA directed it. It does have Demetrius Shipp Jr., Shamik Moore, T.I. They're all in it. I wasn't mad at it until the end. Like the ending, I was like, wait.
It's confusing as fuck.
I had to like Google it. Oh yeah, he says that movie had the worst accents ever. It really did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had this conversation with somebody the other day in regards to the accent. Well, it was in regards to Ti with the accent because I can't 100% say that Ti is a good actor, given the fact that it doesn't matter what he plays in. Sounds like a nigga from Atlanta. Even when he was in Roots, he sounded like a nigga from Atlanta.
Even when he was in
Get Hard.
yeah, like
Yeah.
all that shit.
Oh, it was Glenn. But yeah,
Yeah, everything he's been in, he just sounds like an Atlanta nigga.
yeah, yeah. And that's why I can't 100% say, oh, he's a good actor because I feel like, especially with musical artist that turns to be an actor, you're a good actor in my eyes if I forget that you're a musical artist.
Mm-hmm.
Eminem in 8 Mile, I forgot he was Eminem.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And as much as I love Mary J. Blige, I can't 100% give her that, even though she's been nominated for an Oscar. I can't 100% give her that because she sounds like Mary J. Blige.
Glenn, that's what it was. That's the movie, Takers. He was such a nigga from Atlanta and Takers.
Yes. 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 He definitely was. Every movie hard. He was supposed to be straight out of Compton. He sounded like a nigga from Atlanta.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like it don't matter what he's in. He sounds like a nigga from Atlanta.
He even sound like a broke nigga from Atlanta and Ant-Man.
Yes. Yes. It don't he's in. Like a nigga from Atlanta.
He got acting
he got potential.
accolades.
Yeah.
So, you know,
he got potential. He definitely
that.
can get with a dialect coach. If he can get with a dialect coach, then that problem I feel like can be solved.
Whoever was the makeup artist that did that vitiligo on his face needs to never have a job in Hollywood.
Man, the first time I saw it, I was like, he got some shit on his face. I don't think
That shit on your lip got some shit on
right.
his face.
Right. I'm like, why are they just not wiping his face? Like,
who is a hell?
Nigga
half stood out in this motherfucker.
That was the worst vitiligo job.
Yeah.
And it was distracting from the story.
Well, I was like, what was the point of that?
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like just like in John Henry, Ludacris's jaw, I feel like it was as ridiculous as that.
I'm not gonna give it that because that was so ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, I said, what the So John Henry shot you in the mouth and you became a kingpin with a gold. Just talk about that.
But at least that had a story. But the
John Henry should have never been made.
At all. But the whole vitiligo, like, I don't even see the point behind it. Because it wasn't like this was like based on
a true story. I would respect the cousin Cash more if that wasn't a fucking thing about like, yeah, make sure you put the blotches on the nigga face.
Those are bruises from his little flip beat.
Nigga, you stupid. You stupid. Little Flip was scared to death of T.I. too.
Right. They did have a fight too. But anyway, yeah, like
Terrence Howard in the movie.
He did.
I did.
Yeah.
I liked his character.
Yeah.
And it was a breath of fresh air. From the last time I seen him, he was Lucius or whatever the fuck.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, okay, say, all right, I will expect you from being dear OG drug, you know what I'm saying, dealer. Like, you know, he was.
Yeah.
His believable as a nigga that really dealt with the undercover cops. Really, you know what I'm saying, really had to deal with all the crooked shit going on and still remain the head honcho. Because the head honcho was rarely seen, and the head honcho he gets his hands dirty. So I thought that made sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because all that controversy that was going on, and it was because he was hands-off. And the minute they asked him to be on there, he didn't get a bunch of niggas. He did it himself.
He did it so.
That was
Right.
dope. That's real respectable. Because anybody that know what I'm saying that knew any type of was a thug, they did that shit on their own.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't go get a bunch of niggas for that shit.
Right. Remember that 90 by Nature song, Dirt All By My Loan?
Yeah, Dirt All By My Loan. That's the truth, though. If I'm off this nigga, I don't need 100 people here. Right. I just need him.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. So, I like the story up until the ending. Cause another thing with the accent situation, it was like only thing I took from a New Orleans person and the way they talk is them saying you heard me.
Yeah.
Nobody else even tried to attempt to have a New Orleans accent. But yeah. And Demetrius shit sounded like Tupac in the movie. It's like, all right, calm down, Tupac. All right. But that was my only beef with the story. Like the vitiligo, the accent, up until the end. When that ending came, I was like, hold on. Like I had to Google the ending explain to try to explain. And then they just explained what I saw. They didn't explain what I saw.
I still don't get the ending. I didn't Google it. I was just like, did we get two versions of an ending?
And did you watch the post credit?
Yeah.
So what I assume, spoiler alert, what I assume is, because remember at the very beginning they did the was reading the comic book. What I'm assuming is that at the end, he made another comic, and that ending was the story that he put in the comic.
Well, why?
Because he was a comic book artist.
No, I ain't saying that. I'm saying why put that ending in there and then shoot back to another ending? Like, what sense does that make?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Like they literally threw two endings together. Like this can happen and this can happen.
Yeah.
Fuck it. We're gonna shoot both of them and see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of is that all the way up until that part, is what really happened. But that ending part is the way that he flipped it when he wrote the comic book.
But them niggas dying.
Yeah, that they died in the comic book. So that's the only thing, especially when at the post credit when we saw Tupac, quote unquote, there, I was like, okay, they really didn't die. So this legit was the ending for the comic book. It just the way that it was executed wasn't clear.
Yeah, they could have.
And this is my assumption of how that worked out.
Hopefully, because they could have did that way better.
I feel like
I liked it all the way until the ending.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. Like I liked it to the ending too. And it was.
I didn't give a fuck about the accents and none of that. I thought
that it was annoying.
A lot of it was like cool. The thing that I did that did fuck me up was like when them niggas was at their brokest, they was the dopest looking robbers you ever seen in your life. They were so coordinated and they I was like, nigga, how the fuck are y'all the best dressed robbers I've ever seen in a movie?
They was the best dressed. They didn't look like they was affected by Katrina at all. Especially for this to be so heavy on the Katrina.
It started off being like that. Yeah. And once they got into some real robbery shit, I'm like, nigga, where y'all buying these clothes at?
Right. It would you recommend it?
I would recommend Cutthroat City.
Yeah, I
But
would recommend it as well. It's be prepared for that ending.
yeah, I was about to say, be prepared for the ending. Do not try to look at it as as one of the movies is gonna because I know it's kind of portrayed like it's gonna be like super action packed. Really not. It's more of a drama. So don't expect it to be. It has action in it, but it's not what you think it is.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna be that. Do not expect any jewels from it. Do not think it's a what is that movie? No, it's one of them movies where they tried to reach that. They tried to reach the coming of age, and they probably could have if the ending was better.
Okay. Okay. So how many popcorn bags?
Well, it's a solid three.
Three. Um. Yeah, I would probably give it 3.5.
I ain't mad at that.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'll do a 3.5 on that one.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So 3.5, 3 for Cutthroat City,
Don't get it.
starring a bunch of motherfuckers, Tupac and T.I.
Right.
Speaking
Tupac
of
and T.I.
Lucius, you know what I'm
No. And
saying?
then shout out to RZA because this is his third time directing the film.
And this, yeah, yeah. Shout out to RZA. RZA been doing his
dope.
thing. He's weird, but I fuck with him. But back piggybacking off of T.I. again.
Mm-hmm. All right.
I'm pretty sure you guys are aware that your boy is getting caught up some sex trafficking shit with Coke Nose Tiny.
What?
And the only reason why I say this is because I seen someone that was like, this bitch rails Coke. Like,
What?
this bitch is a Coke head. But I remember they did get caught with like Coke and
Yeah.
so for them bitches, a lot of them bitches that say Tiny on Coke, I believe it.
Yeah. I feel like something that we already known about them is playing in. So, if you've been living under a rock for the past week, let's just do a little recap of what we're talking about. From my understanding of the situation, Keisha Lance Bottoms, who is the mayor of Atlanta, we all know T.I. and Tiny are from Atlanta, and she appointed T.I. to be something in regard to having more peace in the city. So with that, this lady, I forgot her name, Sabrina something. She comes out and she like at Keisha Lance Bottoms, and she was just like, you really need to vet the people that you're appointing because this man put a gun in my head. And so somebody replied to her and was like, T.I. really put a gun in your head? She replied to that person and was like, yeah, I was beating somebody's ass for Tiny, and T.I. got in it and put a gun in my head. So that's what kicked this whole thing off. So she apparently used to be real cool with them. For whatever reason, they fell out. Um, and now T.I. did this to her. So now she's recruiting people, and they're coming to her willingly, talking about T.I. and Tiny did this, T.I. and Tiny did that. What they've been saying is that they've been having threesomes with them, and when they have the threesomes with them, they make them take Molly and ecstasy and coke, and Tiny is the aggressor, and Tiny will cuss them out if they don't want to take the drugs, and it's I've seen reports where about women that it came out, and I've seen some reports saying this came out. I've also seen reports saying that some of the lying and she's not vetting the people. She's just getting these stories and hurrying up and putting them out there. So, Tiny came out and was just like, girl, now all of a sudden this your abuser, but you wanted him to, you know, be a role model to your kids and teach your kids how to be a man, but now he your abuser. Quit coming from my family, leave my family alone. Then either yesterday or the day before, T.I. finally came out and made a video, or he went live, right?
Yeah.
And in so many words said the bitch lying. So now it's it's in the court of public opinion. Ain't nobody filed no charges or anything. And it's a he said she said type thing. Then you also get Shakana. Everybody knows Shakana from the Family Hustle. She's now in Love and Hip Hop. She's Tiny's best friend. And her and T.I. don't really mesh well together. She then came out and said that Sabrina's lying in so many words, in a lot of words. And then she's also kind of incriminated them and was like, how come you don't speak about how you was helping them recruit? How come you don't speak about how you was fucking them too? And all kinds of stuff. So, yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. Now, with that being said, do you believe these allegations against them?
Well, let me just say that the grievous allegations that are brought upon by this individual about this one person per se and his wife, to me, unequivocally, is invalid and wouldn't even hold up in court because of the outlandish, um, don't make me laugh, the outlandish stories that happen to be formulated and misconstrued into this facetious story that we are listening to today on social medias and other outlets as such. I believe that the partakers and don't make me laugh. Don't make me laugh. The partakers of the alleged events were willing participants in what would be an extremely pleasurable sexual encounter, but I could be wrong. Was that good? Was that good enough? Did you get the Jeff? All right, because that's how I feel.
That's basically how you feel.
That's really how I feel. You welcome, good. That's what I said. Don't make me laugh. Don't make me laugh. Because I'm gonna get this off. But y'all make me laugh.
I was like, oh my god.
Hey man, T.I., you beast my guy. Dude, I respect you the fullest, my dude.
Oh my god.
And I do not. First of all, for it to be sex trafficking.
Oh, did you get the sex? Oh, did I tell you the sex trafficking part? I don't think I did.
No, oh yeah, you will speak on that.
Okay, the sex trafficking part is because they're saying that some of these women are saying that they was getting drugged out their mind, they was passing up in their butt and their vagina is hurting. Then some of them were saying that they come to find out that they didn't even have sex with T.I. and Tiny. They was having sex with the opposite. So they're passing the women off. So everybody that's getting fucked by them ain't getting fucked by them.
Right.
So yeah, that's the trafficking part.
And that's what I was about to say. So okay, let me emphasize on. In order for it to truly be extremely like sex trafficking, like, and don't get me wrong, like all jokes aside, like if these women feel like they were violated or hurt for these women, so let me first say that.
Absolutely.
Um, but I'm gonna play devil's advocate on this one, and I'm gonna say, um, some women are coming out with, they took pills, they took these drugs, they don't remember. Other women are coming out with, they offered them, we didn't take them, but we still fucked. So my thing is, this ain't nothing new under the sun. Motherfuckers, everybody been knowing T.I. and Tiny been on this real freaky Jason shit. Um, it wouldn't. It would be sex trafficking if it was something that was and not and not on the air that they bring bitches through. Mm-hmm. Y'all were willing participants of whatever it was going on, like real shit. Y'all could talk that shit about, y'all woke up with y'all pussy and y'all ass hurting, all that shit. Y'all was gonna do that regardless if y'all took the fucking ecstasy or whatever drug they was giving you or not, because y'all knew what y'all was getting in. Like I said, if you women are truly hurt about this, then I do apologize and I feel sorry for you. But in this situation, I kind of have to agree with T.I. and other people that are following this and don't believe you, because it just comes now that maybe you not bag no more for them, or maybe you just old news to them. Like I it comes to like Bill Cosby. I ain't saying he didn't rape anybody, but I'm saying a lot of them women came out because they weren't paid anymore. And fuck. And maybe you're not getting paid anymore. Maybe you're last week's news, and so it's easy for you to, know what I'm saying, throw them under the burner, and call them, sex traffickers, and say they doing all this extra shit, and say they do this and they do that. You didn't give a fuck at the time, and I know that sexual assault is traumatic, and you can hold that in for life. I do understand that, but just like Bill Cosby, it was too many victims for all of them to be victims. Mm-hmm. If you get what I'm saying.
Yeah. 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 I mean, it's the same way.
Like keep it real. People that was raped by Ted Bundy, and it was actual people that fucked Ted Bundy. Yeah. So let's just know what I'm saying. Yeah. I'm just gonna keep it 100 with y'all.
Yeah. It's a lot with the situation, but I'm with, like, if these women were violated, they need whatever they need to heal.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Whether they want to seek justice or whatever, whatever they need to heal, 100% behind on that. However, it's a lot with this situation, and I don't feel like we know everything. I don't feel like we know enough to form an opinion. But it's the court of public opinion. That's where it's at right now. So a lot of people are going to have their opinions on it. And based off of what we do know, it wouldn't be far fetched for somebody to make up a story off of what we know. We know that these motherfuckers be paying these people to do threesomes with them. We know that from when T.I. and Rob Kardashian got into it, and Rob Kardashian, the fact that Black China had a threesome with him and got paid for it. So we've been knowing this shit. And then, like you said, back when they got caught, LA, right after they got married, in the car, and T.I. took the charge for it. Yep. So it's not hard to put two and two together and say, he raped me. Like, it's not hard to come up with these stories. Not saying that they are fabricated, but what I'm saying is that it's not hard based off of what we know. You know what I'm saying? So that's that. Now, with the Sabrina situation specifically, not saying this right, not saying that that's what he was supposed to do in this situation. However, from what I know, which is not that, what it sounds like is that Sabrina and whoever was in a fight. And it sounded like maybe he was trying to stop the fight. And instead of putting his hands, he pulled a gun on her to get her to stop, quote unquote, beating the girl's ass.
He said, hey,
right.
If you don't relinquish the fisticuff action that you are pursuing, I have no other choice. Pull out this musket, put it to your cranial area.
That's probably how he said it.
Yeah.
So, again, not saying that that's right, not saying that that's how you end a fight, but I can put that together that way. Now, I should want to come out and say all this because he got this particular position is like, okay. And now all these people are coming out. And I'm going to say, like I said, with the whole R. Kelly shit, the Cosby shit, everybody, but everybody ain't telling the truth.
Yeah.
You know? And one victim is too many victims. You know what I'm saying? We don't need a handful of victims for it to be like 1, 2, 3, that's enough. No, one victim is 1, 2, 3, that's enough. So if out of 30, 29 lying, that one victim is too many.
That is.
So
that's facts. And if you feel like you were hurt, and instead of, trying to leave, trying to bury it, or trying to tell anybody, for you to become a recruiter, you have now relinquished your right to become to be called a victim. I'm sorry. I'm just one. I'm an avid believer in that. I understand about the whole the Stockholm syndrome thing. But I'm just one of those people that believe when you stop becoming the victim and becoming the perpetrator, you can't jump back to being the victim. So if it is played out like that, and you were a willing part, what you deem was wrong, then you got to go along with it.
Yeah. It's just a sad situation, and I feel like because we love T.I. so much, really don't want to believe no shit like this.
I believe them hoes lying, man. But I don't know. And like I said, and I apologize because I never want to be a part of a agenda that downplays somebody being victimized or hurt. Mm-hmm. But if that's not the case, my nigga, then girl, don't get mad because you got fucked and dumped. Because that's what it seems like to me.
Yeah. And then the way that Chicago was saying it was that Sabrina wanted Tiny and that Tiny don't want hers. Like it's a bunch.
And I understand that because Smokey Robinson is a very handsome man to be. I'm sorry.
Gang banging.
Gang banging. Yeah, I was out there doing that. Snorting that cold.
Man, it's it. I mean, it's gonna mess with my young adulthood, you know. Yeah, yeah.
Licking that ass, smoking that grass. Oh, T.I., man, you gotta love Tiny because she looks like this nigga for real.
I mean, love.
Mm,
But some of the stories that came out was just like, whoa. Did you see some of the stories?
I've read a couple of them on my Instagram.
Yeah. Um, one of them said that Ti made her suck his dick for like 6 years, and then she had to go to the ER behind it. Another one said that he gave her an STD. They didn't say which one, but they said the one that's reoccurring. So we can all assume that's probably herpes. So I was like, oh, Ti herpes.
Everybody in Atlanta got herpes, y'all.
Man.
Look, we can just go ahead and let that shit go right now. Everybody in Atlanta got herpes. Like, don't nobody give a fuck no more. Allegedly. But ever since Usher came out with herpes, I believe everybody got herpes. You know why? Because ain't nobody stop fucking us.
You had a whole kid after all that shit.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So
all you niggas got, hey man, I don't give a fuck, nigga. You niggas, you East Side niggas, all you motherfuckers got herpes, man, and it's cool. Ain't nothing wrong with that because you can just live your life how you want to live your life, man. It's not a death sentence. You know, let's stop trying to outweigh herpes like it's a terrible. I don't have herpes. Right? Let me clarify that up before motherfuckers be like, you know, oh, he's an advocate for herpes. He must have. I'm an advocate for AIDS too, and I don't got it, nigga. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, I'm trying to downplay it. Like it's just something that we have in our life now. Like eventually we gonna downplay the coronavirus too.
Yeah.
So like, stop trying to upsell herpes like it's like, oh my god, yeah, it's herpes. A lot of white people got herpes in their mouth, but they was getting that shit when I was a kid early. So like, no, let's whatever. Yeah, you got herpes. Mm-hmm. Move on.
So would you date someone with herpes? If you were single.
If yeah. Because I was about to say some real stupid shit too. Like, if Jasmine was with it, like if Rihanna was like, I want to fuck this nigga, and Jasmine was like, you gotta pass. I'm Rihanna. Like, but Jasmine got a bunch of people that she'll fuck too. So like, don't get it fucked up. We talk all the time, and I'd be like, damn, you like that type of nigga? But let's move on from that. If I was single,
yeah, you were single,
and I was and I started messing with somebody, and I found out that they had herpes, it wouldn't be a big deal to me, especially because I know how herpes is. It's two kind of herpes. If y'all don't know, we're about to have a sex education class. Listen, it is herpes simplex 1 and it's herpes simplex 2. A lot of people have herpes simplex 1 and you didn't even know. If you always have like a little white sore in your mouth or a sore right here, that is herpes simplex 1. You probably got it from your mother, didn't even know it. You've been having that shit for life. A lot of people get that and they assume they have the STD herpes. Yeah. It's a big difference. Herpes simplex 2 is the reoccurring one that'll pop up all the time unless you take good care of your body. It is ways to take care of your. You can have one flare up and not have a flare up anymore. And if you do take care of your body like you're supposed to, you will not infect another person with herpes, and you can Google that. Yeah. So yeah, and you know, if I dug them and I got a kick out of them, they was real cool individual. I love their vibe. That would not bother me. It's not a death sentence.
It's not. It's not. So yeah. So allegedly T.I. has herpes.
So does Usher.
Yeah. Right.
So does Rihanna.
Wait a minute. Who said Rihanna?
Yeah, they've been saying Rihanna had herpes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, after the whole Chris Brown debacle, they've been saying that.
Oh, wow.
They was saying that was one reason. No, they was saying that was one reason why they got into it.
Okay.
So everybody has like, so I don't. Nobody gives a fuck. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't bother me anymore. It's like when, like now, all your babies got to get a fucking chicken pot fucking shot because the shit is just. Like, I don't give a fuck. So let's move on.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. So it's stories. I don't want to go into great detail on the stories and what they were saying because they go into detail. You can do a simple Google search and find it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just it is very crazy. Um, but this is an ongoing story, so I'm sure we will revisit.
So in conclusion,
Yeah.
The events that happened with T.I. and Tiny, we want to respect the victims for any path that they walk on here on forth that is maybe astronomical to the decline of their personality or celebrity. And we also want to increase the information so therefore those who do think that this is a victimized situation can henceforth do their, I guess, due diligence to make sure that this thing plays out accordingly as it should. And we're going to move on to the controversy between J. Cole 3000 with the party song.
Okay. So saw this on I think it was the Shade Room. They did it when they do those great debates. Somebody had tweeted that they feel like the J. Cole version of Beyonce song Party is the better version. And I, with everything that makes me disagree.
As you should.
Yes. Andre 3000 is a legend. He is the GOAT and he slaughtered that song. I literally was playing it probably like 2 days before I saw this post. And I put my comment in there and then I went to the comments and maybe two, possibly three people like J. Cole's version better, but everybody else was like 3 stacks. So I thought this would be a good idea to discuss.
Okay.
We're not going to be on the same side.
We're definitely on the same side. I do believe that J. Cole's verse or J. Cole's version was lyrically was nice. It was very dope. But see, the thing is, I don't think a lot of you people that are under 25 are the lyrical soul food you get from Andre 3000. Like it's not only lyrical, but it's feeling.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's one of them things where he knew how great he was, and so he didn't want to keep on spreading out his greatness like that. To me, I thought he only did that one solo album and never did anything else because he was just gonna water down who Andre 3000 always.
But do we even consider the one solo album a solo album?
At this point, you should.
Okay.
You know, it was a double disc, Outcast double disc, but at this point in time, because he's always going to be in the debate as a GOAT, mm-hmm. You have to just sit that album for him as his fight to, you know what I'm saying, to see who's the greatest of all time. And that album was fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely. Okay.
um, like you said, we're both in agreement. Andre is he's lyrical soul food to me, and J. Cole is great. Oh my god! But I'm pretty sure, like I told you before, J. Cole is telling everybody, like, nigga, what the fuck are you talking about?
Right.
Like,
Right. My favorite version.
like my favorite version is like, why the fuck do you think I even got on here?
Right.
Because y'all gave me an opportunity in the slot that a guy couldn't do.
Right. Right.
Like, so yeah, that controversy right there, totally stupid, totally whack.
Right. I feel like anybody that is saying that J. Cole is the better version, um, is somebody like you said under 25 and do not understand the greatness that is Outkast.
That's it.
Let alone the greatness that is 3000.
Yeah. And you downplaying J. Cole. You giving J. Cole a fake ass beat.
Yeah.
Yeah, you giving because if this even catches wind and goes anywhere, then you're gonna have to have like if this goes like if this is on extra,
Mhm.
you're gonna have two niggas trying to explain themselves. Which
I
Andre
don't
ain't
think
never gonna do.
Yeah, I don't think J. Cole will do it.
Like doesn't
For
make it.
one, J. Cole ain't that type of person to be trying to explain himself
Yeah.
with anybody, let alone somebody that I'm sure he looked up to.
That's why I'm like he respects to the fullest.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This right here is it's smoke and mirrors, man.
Yeah.
Like the type of fans that make this up couldn't even tell you a J. Cole song word for word.
Yeah. And they couldn't tell you the difference between Big Boy and Andre.
Yeah.
You know, I just it was just like there's people out here that think that J. Cole's version is better. That's what got me because it wasn't thought like
It never processed mine. Like
yeah.
when you told me, I was like, what?
Right.
Said that, like nigga,
Like who's
when the fuck did this become a
right.
issue?
Right. It was just like, and then the crazy part is that on the post they played the J. Cole version, and then you slid over and they played the Andre 3000 version, and it was just like even back to back. Like I've never heard them back to back, but even back to back, I was this is way better than J. J. Cole sounds like he just started rapping a month ago compared to 3000. And no disrespect to J. Cole.
No.
Because I love J. Cole. But he literally cannot hold it. Like his
Especially
party,
at that time.
Yes. His party and 3000's party, they two different parties.
They should have put them together and that Andre would have been a crutch for J. Cole. If that, you know what I'm saying? If they wanted to match it up like that.
Yeah. But I think the whole reason why the J. Cole version even exists was because Andre couldn't do the video.
Yeah.
So I'm sure there's a mashup somewhere on YouTube, both of them together. But
I mean, it's a no question.
Yeah,
like,
there's no thought.
The fuck, right?
That's like breathing.
From my white boy, like what the fuck, man? What the fuck?
So, in the same theme of who did it better, and with the whole verses happening last week, and unfortunately we didn't get to film last week, but
oh, sorry, I was just verses.
Anyway, Ashanti in the Ashanti versus Keisha Cole versus, she played her version of Fabulous is So Into You featuring her.
And it still was the highlights. You know what the highlight of that verses was? What? My nigga OT Cyrus.
OT Genesis.
OT Genesis, I mean, I'm sorry. My bad, I disrespected you, bro.
That was hilarious.
That was the best part about the fucking verse.
I was happy to see that they squashed their beef.
Mm-hmm.
I was happy to see it. And he slaughtered Love. But
best part.
but we here to talk about verses,
We
even
not.
though Keisha Cole won. But
She did, but that's
she got
because
the better
OT.
songs. She got the better songs. Oh, anyway.
It was the coat too. You wired, you can do whatever the fuck you want to do.
Yeah. So, the
I'm
So
not
Into
advocating
You.
coke use, I'm sorry.
So Into You, the fabulous version featuring Ashanti, or the fabulous version featuring Tamia. Which one was your favorite of the two?
Tamia, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And the only reason why is because I am old enough to know the song before the Fabulous. I knew I'm So Into You before Fabulous came out and did it and put it on his album. So I'm always just off the flip say the Tamia version is better.
Yeah, Tamia version is better. I think we're biased because we like the original version better. When when that album came out and I heard that, I was just like, why didn't he just get to you? Even though I can kind of see, like we discussed before we started recording, I can kind of see why he would have gotten Ashanti.
Yeah.
But um, and when he did, yeah, her version sounded better.
Way better. It's a better fit.
Yeah, her version sounded better. Her voice. I mean, anybody that knows me knows I like Ashanti, but I ain't that big of a fan of her voice. You know what I'm saying? Like one false move and she's off. And then on top of that, yes, she's nice with a pen.
She's very nice.
She's nice with a pen. How? Let's not act like she don't be taking samples and melodies from other songs that are great.
There you go. There you go. We're not
so
going to.
She already got the canvas.
We already said we're not going to discuss this.
I know. But I'm just saying, she already got the canvas and the outline. All she got to do is just fill it in. That's basically what she did. But
which
anyway,
every rapper does to this day. It's penmanship. The thing, the with Ashanti is she doesn't really have the vocal range.
She don't.
That's it. That's all. As far as writing songs, I don't give a every rapper that you love to death had a mixtape where they stole everybody's fucking music. So we're not gonna do that. We're not going, and a lot of shit. They want a Grammy off a mixtape, so let's not do that. What we're going to say is Ashanti's limited voice is the reason why she shouldn't get the ticket over to Mia, because Tamia's voice, range wise,
yeah,
Ashanti looks like a toddler compared to her.
Yeah, Ashanti sounds like the karaoke version.
Yeah,
it legit sounds like the karaoke.
And it sounds good when you're drunk.
Yeah,
but if you wanted the real thing, not that.
Right. Because I didn't even care for the song with Ashanti on it. When Tamia came on it, I was like, okay, I can do this song with Tamia. But I think it annoyed me with Ashanti on it because for one, I'm not a big fan of her voice, and for two, I like the Tamia version better. Now, sidebar: have you ever heard the Childish Gambino version of "So Into You"?
Yes.
That motherfucker go off.
It's so beautiful. Yes. You know why it's so beautiful? Because he tried his best and he even cracked and he didn't. But it was beautiful. Yes. It was beautiful because you could tell he did it as a tribute. Yeah. Instead of like trying to make that song his. Mm-hmm. It was one of his favorite songs growing up, and he decided to sing it. And you could tell because he did everything that any nigga in this world who tried to sing or be a rapper did when they tried to catch their own sound. They start snapping in their own head. And when I seen him doing that, I fell in love with this because I was like, he's trying to catch it because he doesn't want to sound like Tamia. He wants to make sure that he does it justice. Yeah. I just loved and appreciated that he did it on that platform because them white motherfuckers did not know nothing about no. But know. Them dudes, they.
Now people that hosted stuff like that, yes, they probably absolutely know her. But what I'm saying, the platform, the people that watch it, you know what I'm saying? They probably ain't sitting around listening to nobody's Tamia. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, because that's the whole content. They always bring people. I know I don't know if they do it now because I ain't watched that show in a long time, but they will bring an artist to sing. I know what I'm saying, and they will sing one of their favorite other artist songs. Because I seen Childish Gambino, I seen Badass, and Black.
Okay.
And Black's version of On and On by Erica is so motherfucking hard. You gotta listen to it, cuz he is. It's so Zone 6, and you know he is the representative of Zone 6. Right. And I hate to act. I ain't ever been far in Atlanta. I went to Atlanta one time in my whole life, but I know that Zone 6 sound, especially when it comes to singers. He was so Zone 6 with that. That shit was so fire. Yeah. I mean, you gotta check it out. Yeah. He was so, it was like he swayed with the song, but so like, it was melodic, but it was so undertoned. It was like the underbelly of his voice, and he was just catching that shit. That shit was fire. Yeah, but I can see somebody doing an Erykah Badu song on a platform like that. I can't see nobody out of nowhere on a platform like that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just thought that was just super dope that he did it just off the, you know. Because Badass did Dove's Cry. That shit was fly too. Because he had a whole band and everything. Badass? He sung? He did a rap version. Oh, wow. Okay. But it was done. He had a band and everything. It was fun. Okay. You got it. You get it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, so that's still a debate. Okay. Now that cause we're gonna keep it on music, but we're gonna slide right into the fucked up song of the week, which I'm biased over because the fucked up song of the week for today is one of my favorite songs in like indie catalog of Anderson.Paak. But I got to represent and gotta tell the truth. It's a fucked up song. Fucked up song, and I love it. I eat this shit for breakfast. Like, you just have to listen to it, man. It's Milk and Honey. Such a beautiful song. Such a fucked up song. Because it's no, I ain't gonna say nothing to the song though. No, go ahead and talk my shit. I'm gonna talk my shit. Listen, this song is about the motherfucker that knows what it is to live, and the motherfucker that just wants life and has no idea what goes on with it. And he puts you in a perspective for both of them on two different levels. I think that's why I like it so much, because it's one of them things where if you on this level and on one person you can relate to it. If you've been on a level as this person, you can relate to it. And went from, you know, the haves and the have-nots of just being, you know what I'm saying, in the streets is so fresh. Okay. All right. So a snippet of it. A little snippet. If you're on YouTube, I'm sorry we had to mute that because we don't have the rights to that shit.
Yeah. All right. So, ready to go through the lyrics?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so verse 1 went from chicken
Chicken
shit
shit
hole
Listen,
pro.
pro.
Okay, how much you know my heart?
All right, don't get quiet because I love this song.
Shopping bags at the group, MCM on the coat. Had to clean up her nose, had to dream up some gold. An Fendi business that's probably on. I was walking down 6. She pulled up in a 6. She said, hop in this whip. I said,
Bitch, you the feds.
She said, baby, don't trip. Then she rolled me a split, showed me pics of her kids. Then she bread like,
it's yours, babe. I'm sorry. I love this shit. This shit is so fresh.
It's yours, babe, because I got big money. So if you need something, don't be ashamed. It's yours, babe, because you got big loving. So go and spend something.
I said okay. I said okay. All I need.
All I need, good love. I said okay, hey. I said okay, hey. All a nigga need, yeah, good love. I said okay, And then the hook. And now I'm milk and honey. I'm swimming in milk and honey. Swimming in milk and honey. Swimming in milk and honey. I'm swimming in milk and honey. Swimming in milk and honey. Dick in this bitch stomach. Spending this bitch money.
I'm swimming in milk and honey. Yes. Dick in this bitch stomach. Hey, hey, hey.
Okay, so thoughts?
Thoughts. Okay. Check this out. Like I said, this is it's the beginning of what it is to know what it is to be out here and know what it's not. He dreamed of a life. You know what I'm saying? On a life like that. She probably in her past, like he said, she went from chicken shit hoe to magnificent pro. So she knew what it was like to live his life. She seen the ambitious shit in it, and she took advantage of it.
Okay.
That first verse was the first layer of the cake that he's baking, letting you know that this bitch is this bitch is superior, and she's letting him live the life that she is allowing him to live the life that he wanted to live.
Okay. All right. So verse 2. It's too good to be true. I ain't got nothing to do. I got keys to the coop. I just spent all this loot. She said, get what you want. She said, live how you do. But if I catch you with other bitches, your throat I'ma slit.
I said, it's yours, baby. She signed a name on his dick.
Yeah. But I was lying, of course. I'm slamming
chick after chick.
Soon as she gave me the Porsche, banged her right on the strip. I copped some white on the 5th and pulled up right on a bitch like,
it's yours, babe.
Then the bridge, and then the hook. So thoughts on verse 2?
Thoughts on verse 2 was she was allowing him to live this big man life, but she was setting him up for failure. This is a whole setup for failure, because she told him what was gonna happen. She said, if I catch you with other bitches, you're thrown on the slip.
Right.
But he's caught up in living a life.
Mm-hmm.
And he couldn't help doing what he was doing because he never had it before. It's one thing to get it on your own so you can live that life. But he got it. He was getting it from her. Right. So he had to. He was supposed to play it accordingly, and he didn't. He was the same play that she threw on him. He was throwing on other bitches.
Okay. So verse 3. I got gold, I got ice, I got polo and Nikes. I got lean, I got Sprite, about to spend a couple racks in one night. All motherfuckers want to tell me, take it light.
Motherfuckers want to tell me to take it light. Motherfuckers want to tell me to take it easy. Oh,
I don't need no one's
I don't
advice.
need no advice. Them niggas want to.
I was rolling down six and got stopped by the pigs. They said, hop out the whip. Whip. I said, fuck did I do? They said, pop up the trunk.
I said, pop up this dick.
They said, don't make me shoot. They said, don't
Don't
make
make
a
a move.
move. I was high as a kite.
I had Xannies and white.
I looked up at the light.
Like, what the fuck is my life?
They said my plates ain't legit. So they opened my shit.
And when they opened my shit, I had snow in the fridge.
I felt dumb as a brick. I had no idea. She had stolen the whip and this bitch had warrants and shit.
And this bitch with multiple legs in this shit.
Yeah. And this bitch had bodies on burners. And when I called her from the cell, the only message I heard was,
it's yours, babe. It's yours, babe.
I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. Don't script. Don't say a fucking word.
Oh shit. What is it?
It's yours, babe.
It's yours, babe.
No, don't say. No, you don't say shit. Now I'm gone.
I'm gone. I'm on the G5. Yeah, I'm gone. I'm on the G5.
Right. I'm on a plane, babe. It's yours, babe. But no, you wanted to spend the money. You wanted to live, wanted to live large. You got new sneakers and all that. So now you deal with them bricks. It's yours,
It's
babe.
yours, babe. You say my fucking name, you're dead man.
He said, nah.
All I need.
I can't do nothing for you. I told you I'm on the G5. I'm gone.
I'm gone.
I'm too gone. I gotta go now. You say my
fucking
fucking
name,
name,
you're
you a
dead
dead
man.
man. I said, okay.
I said, okay. I said, okay. All I need, good Lord, hey, all the nigga need. Yeah, that's my shit.
Obviously. And he wrote that.
Yes, yeah. Anderson.Paak is a genius.
Yeah. So, thoughts?
It's a great story about be careful what you wish for.
Because you just
Might get it.
Yeah.
He wanted the life, but he didn't know what it was all entailed and what would come up. Like, he was just spending money. He didn't know what this bitch was doing.
Yeah.
And once she found out that he wasn't really what he knew and portrayed to be, she left him with the bag. She just set the bag up.
Well, I think she knew exactly what he was. I think she knew what she had on her hands from the
Yeah, she had a gullible nigga.
Yeah.
Yeah. Me, just because I listened to the song and I just had my whole scenario about it. Like, I'm thinking she like, if this nigga don't fuck up, he could be cool, but this nigga fucked up. So then I'm gonna play this whole thing. I'm gonna play this chess game with this nigga because he plays checkers.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's a good storytelling song, But I definitely think she knew what she had on her hands from the jump.
Mm-hmm.
This ain't her first time at the rodeo at all.
I love the stand up at the end, man. He took that.
I said,
okay.
He had no choice because when he realized what all she entailed, he knew that he was a dead man if he were to say so.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you was a dead man behind bars or if you got out.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, you was gone. So he had no choice. And he going. Yeah, he going up the river. For real. So that was a lot of shit in that car. So.
Bitch had bodies on burners.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this bitch put multiple licks in his whip.
And he didn't know none of that shit was in that car. And he just out here like, get it.
He was flossing. Hey, bitch. Hey. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, I pull up, bitch. Like, it's yours, babe. Yeah. Because I got big money. So won't you spend something? Right. Don't be ashamed. And man, Anderson.Paak is like, that was for that song right there. That was the most smoothest fucked up story you ever hear in your life. Cause that was hella smooth.
Yeah.
That was a hella smooth song about getting played.
Yeah. You didn't see it would take that turn.
No.
You know it was something was gonna happen, but not like that.
He was. I mean, at the end of the day, man, if you think about it, he was just a simp nigga with a big dick. We've all been simp niggas with big dicks in our life.
No, we have not. I have not been a simp nigga with a big dick.
Just saying, we all had simp moments. He was a simp nigga with a big. My shit, I just didn't end up in the feds. You know, she wasn't that smart. We've all had those fucking moments. You know, his shit, it just got him fucked up for life. You know, he was, you know what I'm saying? He was swimming in milk and honey, kicking his. Yeah, it's been we've all been there, man. I love the song to death.
Yeah, I can tell.
Yeah. I love this fucked up. It's a fucked up song for the week.
You can recite it without genius.
Yeah, like, you know, it's a bunch of fucked up songs of the week. But this is the top for me. This is one of the top for me. Okay. One of the top. Yeah. Because, you know, besides, you know, fuck God, Bobby Womack. Because fuck God, Bobby Womack, my nigga. Woo! But go back to the other Beyonce podcast, watch Fuck Boy.
But at least you're free. Like, that nigga, he ain't never getting out.
Nah, he trapped. He stuck.
Yeah. So that's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Yeah. And that was Anderson.Paak Milk and Honey.
I said okay.
Yep.
Oh. Yeah, this super fucked up song of the week.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a good pick.
Yeah, thank you. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna listen when I go home. Yeah. Like riding, I'm gonna play it like 6 times. Yeah. I'm gonna drive through the white people area too, so they can just look at me like, what is going on? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh. It's been a beautiful. Hold on. Rewind that back. Well, we have come to the conclusion of the issue we talked for this evening. My lovely constituent to the side of me, Lindsay. Any words to part from this lovely podcast that we are doing?
No.
Okay, all right. Well, if you don't have anything to say, I will say this. I don't know if a lot of my viewers and my familiarities, you know, the ones in my inner circle. If you don't know this now, I will let you know. The woman that is in my life that I think is a queen and beyond what should be known as the fortitude of women. She is with child with my progeny. I am very excited about that. We are going through things in our life that will be utterly beautiful, but also utterly chaos. And I am ready to take it on with a head high and full of possibilities and fantasies of what shall and what will be. And I would just love for y'all to pass on the blessing or the torch per se to offering us a healthy, well nurtured infant into the world that we call home in this 2021. That's
That's one hell of an announcement, I must say.
shout out to Ti, man. You've made me smart this whole.
Okay. Well, congratulations. Yes.
Thank you very much.
Yes. Pray that it comes out to be a healthy baby, whatever gender God wants.
Whatever gender God bestows upon this infant, it will be phenomenal and worth looking forward to. This is the Ish We Talk, everybody. I am Ling. This is Lindsay. We are done, and it's like that.
And that's the way it is.
Man.
All right. See you next time.